I knew before I started writing that a very important part of my book, Marrying Miss Marshall, would be the town where the Marshal, Dana Carpenter, served. I wanted to base my fictional town on a real town, even though I planned to change the name. When I started my research, I wasn't sure that would be possible, but I had to try. I ended up finding the perfect Wild West town for my story, Douglas, Wyoming. The Laramie Mountains to the southwest play an important part in later chapters of the book when the Marshal and her deputy chase after a gang of bank robbers. I also needed an area of gullies and washouts, which is located to the southeast of Douglas. This is where the hero of the story, Chaz O'Grady, gets caught in a stampede in Chapter 1. Dana effects a daring rescue, and that's how she and Chaz meet. Readers can get a sneak peek of the stampede and rescue at www.marryingmissmarshal.com. Douglas, Wyoming is surrounded by plains good for cattle grazing. I planned for the main trade of my fictional town to be the ranches around the area. This would give me lots of cowboys to come into town and cause trouble and provide enough business to keep a small western town afloat. I also thought it would be good if my fictional town had a railroad stop there. According to my research, the railroad arrived in Douglas in the fall of 1886, so again, this location was perfect for my story. Now all I had to do was figure out what businesses would populate my town. Once I'd settled on Douglas, Wyoming as the basis for my fictional town, I was able to find some information about the early days. In 1886, Douglas experienced a boom, which resulted in a town of 60 businesses for only 1,600 people. Unfortunately, a combination of a typhoid epidemic, a couple of really rough winters that wiped out some of the ranches near Douglas, and the continuation of the railroad meant that the population shrunk to around 300 by 1888. When deciding what businesses should be a part of my fictional town, I settled for the more common choices: a livery, general store and mercantile, grocery, milliner, dressmaker, 2 banks, 3 saloons, enough to allow my secondary characters room to get into trouble. I hope you've enjoyed this look into the making of my book, Marrying Miss Marshall.